Anyway, let's start. Everybody, my name is Patrick Stevens, which most of you know, and I'm with the Center for Global Communication at Ibaraki Christian, and Dennis Bornhoff from IIK, which is the Institute for International Communication in Germany, in Dusseldorf, Germany, has graciously agreed to come here and speak about his school. So that's what we're going to do today. At the beginning today, I'd like to share my screen and talk about the program briefly in Japanese for students who might see this on the recording. So I'll do that in my bad Japanese. So, IIK というのはドイツ語の語学学校、ダッセンドルフ市にあるんですね、ドイツに。それで、海外語学研修というプログラムで、勉強できます。ドイツ語を勉強できます。その時期ですね。夏休みと春休みにもできますけれども、期間は4週間もできますけれども、私はお勧めするのは4週間ですね。長い方がいいですね。で、基本的に2週間の場合は2単位もらいます。で、4週間の場合は4単位もらうことができると思います。IIK ではホームステイと、学生寮も、泊まることができます。で、このスライドを見ると、費用は40万程度って書いてあるんですけども、それは飛行機代も入ってるので、これからそういう飛行機代の値段をよくわかりませんので、その数字が変わる可能性あります。9月の21日から9月28日に留学フェア、IC の留学フェアを行いますので、もし質問とかあれば、ぜひそれで、質問来てください。春休み、今度の春休み行けるかどうか分かりませんですけれども、もし申し込みしないとその可能性がゼロになりますので、申し込み締め切りは10月7日になります。Okay, so I'm done with that little explanation. And so let me stop sharing my screen real quick. And let me introduce Dennis. Dennis, please tell us about your program.
Yes, once again, thank you for having me here to get the opportunity to show our program in reality to your students. So might I share my screen for the presentation?
Please do.
Okay, so let's see if it works. There it is. Okay, so first of all, I would like to introduce the IIK a bit to you so that you get a better view on who we are and what we are doing. So no, it's not working. Yeah, okay. So the IIK was founded in 1989 already, and we are a spin-off of the Düsseldorf Heinrich Heine University. We have been a part of the Heinrich Heine University, but nowadays we are a public recognized non-profit organization. In Germany, we call it the so-called Verein. So our director is Dr. Matthias Jung, and he's also the president of the Professional Association for German as a Foreign Language, which is the biggest association for German language teachers, German language institutes, and everything surrounding it. At the IIK, every year we have more than 3,000 students who prepare for the university, for university entrance exams to study in Germany, for their business, for summer courses, of course. The summer courses are normally 2 till 4 weeks, but you already said that. And we're also a huge test center in our area. We offer TestDAF test, which is like TOEIC test or TOEFL test. If you want to study in Germany, you have to pass the TestDAF test, for example. Maybe some of the German learners already know this test because this test is offered worldwide as well. And we also offer TELC test, which is a similar test, or the GMAT test. If you want to study in business in Germany, you normally have to prepare a GMAT test, especially for the master's programs. We are also the provider for Germany's leading website and newsletter for teachers and academics in the field of German as a foreign language. So we are not only teaching students, but we are also teaching teachers and doing communication for them, giving seminars to them, arranging materials or symposiums for them. And we offer a wide range of courses at the IIK. So it's not only the German intensive courses, but we also offer integration courses for refugees. We offer English courses for German students who want to go abroad. Same we do with the Dutch courses, because we have many students in Germany who want to study in the Netherlands. So therefore, we offer those courses as well. We do the test preparation for TestDAF, for TOEIC, for TOEFL, and so on. The teachers' trainings, we also arrange special programs for universities, which we could do for you as well. So if you have any special needs that you want to have to integrate, we can arrange all of this. We're doing this for colleges and universities all over the world. So we have some partner universities in Japan, in Malaysia, in India, yeah, actually all over the world. And we arrange special programs for those public bodies as well. So this is just a short overview of who we are. So I think more important for you is where we are. So I think all of you know where Germany is. So it's in the center of Europe. And we have two institutes. One is in Düsseldorf, which was the Foundation Institute, and one is in Berlin. So you can see we are in the eastern and the western part of Germany, directly next to our surrounding countries, which might be interesting for you if you want to visit other cities or countries. It's very easy to go there, but I will explain that a little bit later too. So for those of you who are not that familiar with Berlin and Düsseldorf in detail, I just give you a short overview. So Berlin, of course, is Germany's cultural and multicultural capital. You can see this everywhere you go. So it's a very young city. It's a very vibrant city. But it's also a very old city with a lot of heritage sites. So it's one of the few cities that has 3 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. So you get a very good mixture of the old German buildings, which you all know, Brandenburg Gate and so on, but you also have this vibrant atmosphere with many students, people from abroad. And one funny fact, Berlin is the only European city that has more museums than rainy days. So normally in Berlin, you have around about 100 rainy days a year, but we have 170 museums. So if you have a rainy day, you can choose between a wide range of museums where you can go to. And yeah, it's also, if it's raining, it's a good place to be. Just to show you how young the city is, for the 2019-2020 winter semester, we had nearly 200,000 students enrolled at the Berlin universities. We have 8 universities in Berlin, which are public for regular universities, for universities of applied sciences, and more than 30 private higher education institutes in Berlin. So Berlin is not only the cultural hub, but also some kind of students hub. And it's very lively. You will love it if you are in Berlin. I really can tell. So we have been there for 1 year. and I'm there several times a year, and I really love Berlin. I have to say, it's a beautiful city. As I said, it's the most multicultural city of Germany. There are 3.8 million residents roundabout, and 25% of them have a foreign passport. So there are people from nearly every country in the world. Berlin says it's at the moment 193 countries in the world. I didn't even know that there exist so many, but according to Wikipedia, they do. So yeah, so you will never have a problem finding some kind of special food that you're interested in or special interest shops. You will have your Japanese stores there where you can get everything for your daily life if you want to get something which reminds you of your home. And it's also a very green city. So it has over 30% of its land space is parks and woodlands. So it's also Germany's greenest city by far. Here are some views of Berlin. So I think some of them you already know. There is down below on the left is the Museumsinsel, which is World Heritage Site of the UNESCO. The most famous museums of Berlin are in a very small packed area there. So you can, by 2 minutes walk, you have the most famous museums of Berlin. Then there's Schloss Charlottenburg, Schloss Sanssouci, and of course Brandenburg Gate, but there's so much more to see in Berlin. So even if you're there for 1 month, you can't see everything that you would like to. We have been there for a year, and we during that time, we couldn't see everything that we were interested in. So this is one place I can definitely recommend for your stay. But we are also in Düsseldorf. Düsseldorf is the capital of North Rhine-Westphalia. North Rhine-Westphalia is Germany's biggest state according to the inhabitants. It is also famous as Germany's hub for modern arts, fashion, and commerce. So we have a huge fair in Düsseldorf where there are leading fairs every month, but it's also the fashion capital of Germany. So if you're interested in fashion, then this would be the right city for you. And it's also world famous for its modern arts, because artists like Joseph Beuys, for example, Gerhard Richter, all those famous contemporary artists that you might know from Germany, they studied in Düsseldorf. And there is a wide range of galleries and so on. So this is pretty interesting. And also maybe very interesting for you, it's the center of Germany's Japanese community. And it's also known as Little Tokyo. It's the third largest Japanese community in Europe. And there is one part which is called Little Tokyo, where there are a lot of Japanese stores and restaurants, hotels, companies, because during the 1950s, nobody knows exactly why, Düsseldorf was chosen by many Japanese companies as their European center. And during all this time, this evolved. We have a big Japanese garden in Düsseldorf with a Buddhist temple, for example. We have once a year the Japan Day. During that day, the Japanese community is showing everything about Japanese culture, about manga culture, about food, traditional arts, huge Japanese firework. So there are more than 1 million people coming on that day to Düsseldorf to see Japan presenting itself. And I think this year we had 150 years or 175 years, I'm not quite sure, of Japanese people living in Düsseldorf. So this is a long, long tradition for Düsseldorf for hosting for Japanese people. And Düsseldorf is also the home of Germany's most famous shopping street, the Königsallee. It's a very expensive shopping street, but it's one of Germany's most beautiful and the most famous shopping street. And it's a shopping hub for all the region around. And then one thing which is very important is we have with the international airport, the main station and the bus station, this is a hub for traveling to our neighboring countries for all of North Rhine-Westphalia. So you can go to Paris, Amsterdam, London, Antwerp, Brussels, Bruges. This is all within a 2-hour range. So you're flying to London, it's just 1.5 hours. Going by train to Paris, it's just 1.5 hours, or to Amsterdam. So it's really quick, and you can visit all of those cities on the weekend, which I would strongly recommend you to do if we have the time. Just go to Amsterdam, for example. It's such a beautiful city, or to Paris, and you can do it with a day trip. So I think this is the biggest opportunity that we can offer for you here in Düsseldorf if you want to travel around. So, and here are some impressions of Düsseldorf again. So you can see we have a very good mixture of very modern and very traditional buildings in Düsseldorf. The Düsseldorf downtown is known as the longest bar in the world because this is on a very small space. There are a lot of more than 300 bars and clubs and restaurants. And this is, as you can see down below on the left, this is a hub where all the people go in summer after their work. They are sitting outside, the young, the old. They're sitting all together. They're drinking a beer or water or eating something, and you can easily get in contact there with the people, talk to them, because Düsseldorf is an international city, as I said. So we have the fairs, for example, as Japanese, it's no problem to get in contact with the people. There are no sentiments against foreign people, so you can do whatever you like there. So it's very lively, it's very young. But if you're into more classic things, we have beautiful castles roundabout. So this is what you can expect when you go to Düsseldorf or Berlin. Maybe we can do already on here a small stop for your questions, if you like to.
I think that's a good idea. Thank you. Let's see. First of all, I think for our school, let me just clarify that for our school, we send students to Dusseldorf only, from my understanding. Is that correct, Mariko?
That's what I thought. I was
Okay.
actually I was going to ask him the same question.
Yes.
I was thinking, yeah.
So actually, for us, it's no problem to arrange the program in Düsseldorf or Berlin, because we're offering exact the same classes in Düsseldorf and Berlin. I know that during the last programs, the students always went to Düsseldorf because it was our main center, because we have the big Japanese community. But from our side, both would be possible. And yeah, your students could simply choose if you like to, or we just focus on Düsseldorf. So we are up to everything.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. Yeah. Okay. So Momoka and Natsumi, I know it was a lot of English, a little bit fast probably.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I did the same thing in my introduction, so I'm sorry. But if we have any questions, we're taking some time now for questions about the city of Dusseldorf, or living in the area, or weather, or anything like that. Does anyone have questions? I'll start us off with a question. How's that? Okay. So Dusseldorf is very close to, other countries, the Netherlands or Belgium. Are there any, and as you said, we should go and enjoy those places if we go. Are there any trips that students can join so that they...
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. There's one thing we have to keep in mind. Maybe we will talk a little bit later. It's, of course, Corona. But let's say for normal programs, and we are getting into normal things here in Germany again. we offer monthly excursions to different cities. So especially in the summer month, for example, we have 2 or 3 excursions per month to Amsterdam, to Luxembourg, to Paris, to Brussels. Those are arranged travels that we do with our students. They can simply book this at our office. Then there will be a guide, and the students will be taken with a bus or with a train to the cities, and then they have a tour there for 1 day. But also, if the students like to, it's pretty easy to arrange on their own. So if they're very self-dependent, they can say, okay, I would like to I would prefer to do it on my own. It's very easy to buy a ticket to Amsterdam at the main station, just go there and go back. Same with Paris. We have a direct train from Düsseldorf to Paris. But we also arrange those excursions. So if you feel more comfortable with having an arranged excursion, of course, we can do so. Yeah.
Okay. だから個人で旅行、ダッセルドルフ市からいろんな近い国に行けるんですけども、その IIK の学校で毎月ツアーをやるんですね。いろんな市にまでに行けるようにしてます。OK。他は質問とかありますか？ Any other questions? As far as the flight, you talked about the airport. Do you know, are flights coming in from Japan to that airport, or?
Of course, yeah.
Okay.
At the moment, I'm not quite sure. We had a direct flight from Tokyo to Düsseldorf 2 or 3 times a week. Okay. So you can directly go from Tokyo to Düsseldorf. At the moment, I think it's just once a week. But yesterday I just read that Lufthansa will start again with a regular program. And I think ANA, for example, will do so soon again. And you can take the direct flight to Düsseldorf, of course. Okay. Yeah, that's possible.
Convenient. Okay, great.
And of course to Berlin as well. Our new airport is now ready after 20 years of construction.
Okay. Momoka and Natsumi, 日本語でももし質問があればぜひ。どうぞミュートして。Okay.
How high is the temperature in summer?
Yeah, okay. In summer, it's a bit different between Düsseldorf and in Berlin. Berlin is always a bit warmer in summer and a bit colder in the winter. In Berlin, round about, let's say 27 till 30 degrees, round about in summer. And in Düsseldorf, it's round about 25 till 28 degrees. Of course, we have some days where it's also in Düsseldorf 30 or 32 degrees, but normally it's round about 25 till 28 degrees in Düsseldorf. And in Berlin, 2 or 3 degrees warmer. And in winter, it's 2 or 3 degrees colder, at least, because it can get very cold in Berlin in the winter. And in Düsseldorf in winter, it's very pleasant. It's normally around about 0 degrees, 0 till 5 degrees. But in Berlin, it might be -5 degrees, -10 degrees.
Okay, so
Thank you.
Düsseldorf is much milder.
Yes, it is. It is.
Okay. 他はありますか? Does the school there have a shuttle from the airport? Can you arrange a shuttle?
Yes.
Or? Okay.
Of course, we can arrange pickup transfer for all of our students. Yeah. Yeah, okay. We do so for most of the students. Some don't need it, but we can arrange a pickup transfer at any time at the airport, 24/7. Yes.
Good. You mentioned fairs in Düsseldorf. Yeah. Can you talk about that a little bit? What are those like?
Mostly it's huge industry fairs, like we have the world's biggest fair for tube and wire, for example. But we also have the world's biggest boat fair. It's called simply Boot Düsseldorf. It's the world's biggest fair for boats. It's water sports overall. Then we got fairs. The biggest medical fair in Europe is there. But 2 weeks ago, there was a huge Japanese fair for Japanese pop culture. Unfortunately, I forgot the name, but it was all about manga and yeah, pop culture, anime, and so this is there as well. So it's pretty mixed.
Let's see. I see. Oh, great. That sounds interesting. Yeah. Okay. 他は大丈夫ですか? Momoko, any other question from you? If not, then maybe we can continue on and Dennis can talk about the school more and the classes and that kind of thing. Okay, then let's go ahead and do that.
One second, where are we? So yeah, this is, I think, the most important thing for you. How are the classes? So we offer our intensive courses, which would be the courses that you would join online and offline. And we got hybrid classes also. This means that the online and the offline student meet together in the same classroom. During the last year, we invested a lot in the technical equipment. So now we are really able to have hybrid classes with, let's say, 5 or 10 students from all over the world. And they are having the classes together with our students who are at our training centers. So this is just in case, for example, you one day before you get sick, before you want to fly to Germany, you get sick and you can't fly, you can still join the course. So you will be in the same group like your other students. So the classrooms are all equipped with smart boards and have an integration for smartphones, tablets, and laptops. So the teachers will have a smart board where they can explain everything to you, then send you the sheets and the files directly to your Moodle account, for example. So it's a very modern classes that you will have here. So around about 100 lessons per month will be taught in the intensive courses. One lesson in Germany is always 45 minutes, just to be sure. So in school, in university, it's always 45 minutes, it's one lesson. And you will have 5 lessons per day, whether from 9 till 5 or from, not from 9 till 5, from 9 till 1 or from 2 till 6 o'clock. We will see that if you come in a group that you will all be in the same schedule, preferable in the morning, so that you can use the afternoon for trips to the city and so on. And we offer 10 different levels every month. So from A1 till C1.2, we have 10 different levels. You will do a placement test at the beginning, which is an online placement test. It takes around about 90 minutes. And then we know exactly where you are, and you will be in a group which is exactly on your level. So with those 10 different levels, we will definitely find exactly the right course for you. If you stay longer than 1 month, if you say, I just want to extend my program, for example, then you will have a final exam at the end. And if you pass this, you can go up to the next level. So this is how we can assure that only students on the same level are inside the courses, even if they stay for 6 months, 7 months, or 8 months, sometimes 10 months at our institute. We also offer language and intercultural programs for academics and professionals. So we will do excursions in Düsseldorf, for example, which might be part of your program, that you visit the company. For example, we do this with the students that have our Wirtschaftsdeutsch. now I'm missing the word, business German, of course. For the business German courses, that they will visit, for example, the Mercedes-Benz factory in Düsseldorf. So we always try to arrange some excursions during the classes where you can use your German and where you get a brighter view than only sitting in the classroom. We also have a large Moodle platform where you will be assigned to. And within this Moodle platform, you will not only find your teaching materials for your course books, videos, audio files, but we also have additional thousands, I think it's more than 10,000 exercises that you can do as extracurricular learning. If you say, oh, today I want to learn a bit more, then you can go there, go to your level and do some exercises on your level. So this is not only the course that we offer, but also the opportunity for self-learning if you like to. And all of our classes are internationally mixed with students from all over the world. Normally we have round about, let's say, 10 different countries in one class, especially in the summer month where we get a lot of scholars from the DAAD. So you will not be in Japanese only class, for example, but you will be together with people from Malaysia. We have a lot from Tunisia, from Brazil, from Spain, from Greece. So it will be all mixed up in our classes. And then we offer, of course, the accommodations for you. We can arrange the accommodations in guest families or in student shared flats. So you can choose at the beginning of the program if you like to go to a guest family or if you like to go to a student shared flats, whatever you are more into, because some students don't like to go to a guest family. They feel more comfortable in staying with other students. Others prefer to go to a guest family. So we can arrange everything for you. You could even say, I want to live in a guest family, but I don't want to be included in the daily life completely. So we can arrange all of this because we have a wide range of guest families in Düsseldorf who are hosting our students now for sometimes 10 years already. You just have to tell us your preferences with a questionnaire that you get at the beginning. And then we arrange everything that you need. For if you need something special, if you say, I have to practice the piano during the time that you're in Germany, then we can arrange a guest family which offers a piano to you where you can practice or something like this. And you can just tell it to us, and I think we can nearly fulfill all wishes. We offer double and single rooms. So if you want to stay together with a friend in a double room, that's possible. And you save a bit of money for the room, of course. Or if you say, I just want to stay alone in my room, that's possible as well. You can choose the guest families with meals or without meals. This will be arranged with the guest families themselves. In the student shared flats, of course, you have to prepare your own meals, but they are fully equipped with a kitchen, cutlery, everything you need for the cooking. All of our guest families are hand-picked, and we are working with most of them together for several years or for a decade already. If you have special allergies, you can tell us beforehand. So if you have an allergy with dogs or cats, please inform us about. So it's very important for us to know. You will be asked for that in the questionnaire as well. All our guest families are within easy public transport reachability. So with all our guest families, you can easily go to the institute. The normal travel time to the institute will be with public transport between half an hour and 45 minutes, because especially the guest families normally don't live in the city center because it's just too expensive. And it will be around about 30 minutes you should count with. But I think from Japan, you're used with longer traveling with the public transport because your cities are much bigger than ours. And all of the accommodations, of course, have free Wi-Fi, so which you can use there. So you don't need to worry that you don't have a Wi-Fi to contact your family, to stay in touch with your friends, and so on. So this is about the accommodations. And then we also offer a huge spare time program. Depending on the Corona regulations that we have, but nowadays, for example, we can do most of it again. As I said before, we do excursions to the neighboring cities and the countries roundabout Düsseldorf or Berlin, together with the IIK guides. Then we have the very famous cooking classes, where you cook together with other students. And let's say one day the Brazilian students cook something typical Brazilian. On the next day, you can prepare something typical Japanese, and we will have it once a week, roundabout in the summer month, once or twice a week, the cooking classes. We also offer sports activities, which are pretty mixed. So we offer soccer, we offer climbing, we offer volleyball, we offer bowling. All of this will be offered in the sports program, which you can also take part in. And I don't know how it is in Japan with board games. In Germany, board games are very popular. So we have Düsseldorf's biggest board game club in Düsseldorf, where there are 20 or 30 people getting together maybe once a week or every 2 weeks to play board games together. Completely mixed games. We have a variety of 200 or 300 board games there, and it's pretty fun because you have to communicate with the other students. You really need to speak German with them together when you play those board games. So this was the initial intention, but now we have a lot of people even coming from outside the IIK joining our board game club. So you will get mixed with people from Düsseldorf, with other students, with our staff, and this is really fun. So you should take part in this as well. We have cinema evenings, for example, where you can watch German movies. We have discussion groups where you can meet Düsseldorf or Berlin people and discussing about general topics, about actual topics, politics, everything that you like to get to use the German language and really speak it. Because, for example, if you do an excursion to Amsterdam, you're not really forced to speak German. But if you're in this discussion group, you have to speak German. So this is very important. We also have the so-called Stammtisch. This is a typical German thing where you meet together after the classes and go to a bar or a club together and just stay there for the evening, eat something, drink something, talk together with the other students, which is very popular. It's always in the Düsseldorf and Berlin downtown. And we have special events like our barbecue parties, summer events, boat parties. But this is depending on the time of the year that you come to the IIK. So you see there's a big spare time program which you can take part in. You don't have to, but we would like to encourage you to do so. Because this is also a very important part of learning German, not only in the classroom, but in real life situations together with your students. So here you can see some pictures of our spare time program. In the middle, it was a so-called Weihnachtsmarkt. So if you're coming during Christmas, all over Germany, there are those Christmas markets, which are very popular. People come from Netherlands, from Belgium, from Paris to visit this. So this is very beautiful. We also have been ice skating or just a day in the park with a barbecue or visiting some other cities. So please take the chance if you're at the IIK and take part in the spare time program. It's very important and it's also a lot of fun, definitely. So many of our staff join those events as well because it's so much fun to be together with the students. So yeah, this was the main presentation. Here's my contact information. Again, if you would like to contact me in person, if you have some questions, just write me an email or give me a call. Then you can train your German, but we can also speak English, of course. Yeah, and I'm happy to give you this presentation.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. I would like that presentation because I might send it to the students who joined today, and
Yes.
that way, yeah, that would be great. Thank you for that. Let's see. I'm gonna stop the sharing for now.
So, yeah.
Oh, you got it? Okay,
Yeah,
good.
I found it.
All right. So, 最初説明したときに学生寮があるって私は言ったんですけども、そうでもないみたいですね。ホームステイかアパートで、そのアパートは他の学生と一人一緒に住むことになります。そういうことが選ぶことができますみたいです。Just to clarify, I told them that there was a dormitory. I guess there never has been a dormitory, or has there in the past?
It's depending on the time of the year the students are coming. If they are coming in the summer month, when there is the break at the Düsseldorf University, we will have some of their dormitories.
Oh, I
so
see.
Because the students will be on their leave to their families, and then we can offer students dormitories in the Düsseldorf Heinrich Heine University. But normally it's just a student shared flat, for example, with 2, 4, or 6 other students somewhere in the city of Düsseldorf. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. だから夏休みの場合、学生寮もあります。でも基本的にホームステイかアパート、2人か6人まで、入れるアパートですね。自分の部屋もありますので、プライベート部屋がありますので。So let's open it up for questions. Does anyone have questions? はい。どうぞ、桃香。ミュート。OK。
What language do most students speak? German or English?
Let's say, yeah, nearly all students, of course, speak English. There's only just a few students who don't speak English. But during the classes, for example, there is only German. If you don't understand something, you can ask the teacher to explain it to you after the course in English. But in the course, especially in the higher courses, there is only German speaking. So yeah, when you talk to the other students, please try to speak German. They are all on this. You are all on the same level in your class, so you don't need to be shy. Of course, I know it's easier to speak in English with them, but that's not the main intention, to be in Germany. But for example, if there's something which you really want to say, which you can't say in German, all of our staff is speaking English as well. So, and the other students. So yeah, this would be fine as well, but mainly German, please.
Am I right that generally the motivation is really high? The students who come there, they want to practice German. So.
Yeah. So most of our students intend to study in Germany after our courses. So let's say 70% of the students are going for a test DAF exam or DSH exam, which prepare them to apply for a German university. So most of our students stay at the IIK for 4, 6, or 8 months. Some even stay 10 months if they are complete beginners. So if you're a complete beginner and want to go to university, it takes around about 10 months at the IIK. Our progression is also very high, so you really need to be motivated to learn German, but you will take a lot of language experience if you stay for 2 weeks or 1 month. So yeah, the motivation is really very high because most of them are going to study afterwards directly in Germany.
だからほとんどの学生がモチベーション高いということですね。ドイツ語で話したいっていう 気持ちがあるですね。Okay. Anything else?
Okay.
Yeah.
And does your school have a cafeteria?
Unfortunately, we don't have a cafeteria. It's because we have simply a lack of space. It's very expensive in Düsseldorf and in Berlin to rent schoolrooms. So our school in Düsseldorf, we have 1,500 square meters just for the classes, but we don't have a cafeteria. But we have in the surrounding areas, there are a lot of bistros, bakeries, wherever you can go and buy your meals there. And we have a very small cafeteria, which we are cooperating with directly below our institute. So it's not our own cafeteria, but it's nearly always our students there. So you can say it's part of us, but it's not officially. Yeah.
Where do most students eat? At that cafeteria, or who knows?
And during the breaks, we have one break during the classes in the middle on they go there, and normally before or after the classes they eat outside because there's simply so much opportunities where you can eat. But you could also use, if you like, to the cafeteria of the Heinrich Heine University. Or you could use the cafeteria of the Düsseldorf University of Applied Sciences, which is only 10 minutes by foot from our institute. So if you want to visit those universities and have a meal there, it's possible as well.
Okay.
Okay.
So you said that the host family or homestays are usually within 30 to 45 minutes away from the school. That's by train mostly, or
by bus?
By bus. Okay.
By bus, yes.
Okay.
Normally the students don't. We have the tram. We have the underground. We have the bus. This is normally what the students take. You don't have to take the regular train. It's not that far outside, but you go there by tram or bus or underground, and normally around about 30 minutes till 45 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And out there, or I don't know, close to the school, there's like supermarkets there you can buy food, I suppose. Yeah.
Yes. In Germany, you have a very good infrastructure with the so-called discounter supermarkets like Aldi, Lidl, Netto, Penny, where you can really buy cheap food, cheap stuff for your daily living. Actually, Germany, according to your daily needs, is one of the cheapest countries. It's much cheaper than France, much cheaper than England, especially for food. We have one of the lowest food prices all over Europe in Germany. So even if you go outside on the street, you can have something to eat for €2 or €3. So yeah, so you don't have to worry. It's not like the prices that you might be used from Japan. So it's definitely cheaper.
Okay. Did you say, I'm sorry, did you say like you could eat for €2 or €3?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's about what, 400 yen or something, 500 yen?
Yes.
Like, yeah.
And we have many restaurants which offer meals for the people who are working, especially around about 12 or 1 o'clock. And this is a complete meal with eat and drink and everything that you would like to between €5 and €6. And you will be really,
full.
We say that, yeah, you will be really full after that. So you can choose if you want to have something light or if you want to have a real meal. So the business lunch is pretty inexpensive. So you can use this or simply go to the very famous Döner stores. I don't know if you know Döner. It's very famous in Germany. It's officially it's Turkish. It's some kind of bread filled with salad and meat, and this normally is between €2 and €3, which is very popular. All the students that come to Germany love Döner. So if you ask them afterwards, what did you really like? They all say Döner. So I think you can get really rich if you open Döner stores all over the world in the university areas.
Okay. だから、お昼とか、結構安くで買うことできます。500円ぐらいで、食べるので、もっと高いのもありますけども。
Yeah.
Okay. I had a question about the spare time things that you talked about. Do those, I guess they cost money depending on the activity. Like, I don't know, do they cost money?
Yes, some cost money, like the excursions, for example, because we have to rent a bus, we have a guide. Those cost some money, but we are selling it for the cost. So it's normally a trip to Amsterdam is around about 50 euro, something like this. Or to Paris is a bit more expensive because you have to go by the train. It's around about 80 euro. But we also have free spare time activities like the board game club, or if you're going to have a barbecue with the students, it's for free, something like this. So there's also always some free offers and some offers which have to be paid. So you can choose according to your budget. Yes.
Okay, good. So the board game, it would probably be free, or
of course,
discussions. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Mariko, you usually have some good questions. Do you have some questions?
Can our students go and study just for 2 weeks instead of 4 weeks?
Yes, that is. It is possible during the summer month, because then we also offer regular 2 weeks courses, because we have scholars from the DAAD, which stay for 2 weeks. This will be possible. And let's say, depending on the group size, we could also arrange a special course for your students, but this normally only is possible if there is more than 8 students. So if you say we have 10 students or something like this, we can arrange a special program, which might also be 3 weeks or something like this. But in the summertime, we are offering regular 2 weeks courses. Those courses are more for getting to know Germany, learning a bit of German, and doing in the spare time, exploring the city, exploring Germany. Yeah.
Good.
I think it has to be the regular course, because it's not likely that we have many students at one time.
Yeah, we offer.
Oh.
We offer those courses, for example, in July and in August, and sometimes also in June and September. But this year we couldn't do, due to Corona, there was not that much demand. But in July and August, we always have the 2 weeks courses. Yes.
Well, we hope the students will go for the 4-week course anyway. Yeah, that would be.
I would strongly recommend.
Or more. Yeah.
Yes.
Also, which is more, less expensive to live, Düsseldorf or Berlin?
I would say it's mainly the same. The accommodation is the same price. The courses are at the same price. Supermarket prices are the same all over Germany. In Berlin, there is a bit more opportunities for having your meals outside cheaper than in Düsseldorf. Düsseldorf is maybe 10 or 20% more expensive, but just for eating outside. On all the other things, it's the same. But therefore, on the other hand, public transport in Düsseldorf is cheaper than in Berlin. So yeah, it's
okay.
It should be the same.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So most of our students will be probably very beginners, or they've had maybe 2 semesters or something of German. In that case, do you have a lot of beginners there?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, we have every level, every 10 levels every month with new students. So we have at least 2 classes normally on every level. So this is not a problem at all, definitely. It's depending on the time of the year. Normally in April, May, the students with the lower knowledge arrive. And during the summer, normally the students with higher knowledge arrive due to the university application times in Germany. But we always have 1 or 2 or 3 classes on the beginner's level, so it's not a problem at all.
All right. Well, we're about out of time. I promised it'd be 1 hour, and that's plenty of time. That was great. A good presentation. Thank you, Dennis, very much. Does anyone have any final question that you would like to ask before? Okay. Well, we have Dennis's email, so we can always email questions. And
of course.
Yeah. And so anyway, thank you very much for your time today, and thanks for the presentation. And I hope we can send students to you sometime soon. Yeah, that would be great.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
I hope so too.
And you can practice your Japanese that way too.
I will have to. I really have to. But actually, I understood most of what you said, but really my Japanese in speaking is so bad. So please.
He studied Japanese at university, evidently.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, but it's 20 years ago.
Wow.
But it was good to hear again, and I just could remember some words, and I knew, yeah, okay, yeah. It was fun to hear Japanese again because I don't have the opportunity to practice anymore. So yeah, it was really good.
Well,
and yeah, thank you for having me here. If you have some students then who want to come to Düsseldorf, we can do such a meeting again, and then we can go more into the details. And the students can, of course, always contact me at my email, or you do. So yeah,
okay.
This is all possible. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, thank you. All right. Thanks to everyone for joining today, and we'll call it quits right now. So thanks again, Dennis. Have a good day, and everyone have a good evening.
You too. Bye-bye.